All right, good evening. Good evening, and welcome back to Princess It channel. Today, being the 8th of December 2025. And thank you so much for standing by till now. It's already night 4, but then I want to address some very important and vital concerns that have been raised by individuals, some submissions, some some serious concerns, by people who have had to wait for too long. And I want to thank you first of all for sharing your thoughts, your worries, your observations. It is very important in a large community like ours that everyone feels heard and also respected. What we are dealing with has taken a lot of months, even years of patience, promises, disappointment, and renewed expectations. So I think every voice matters so well. And I'm going to be responding to each concern in a very simple, truthful, and balanced way that reflect both understanding and also clarity. The first I want to deal with is a woman who has consistently, she has written this in different comments, and it was such that Princess It, you have not, that is from Egbujo Valentine. I'm sorry in case I murder your name. Egbujo Valentine. Princey, my golden voice, you have not answered me my question, which I asked. Where can someone lay his or her complaints to, if need be? Please, I would like you to answer me this question. Thanks, and God bless you. All right. Okay, thank you so very much for bringing this up again and again, and God bless you too. But before I can point you to the right direction, I think I need to understand the exact nature of your complaint. Different issues have different channels, and giving you a general answer may not help you properly. And that's why I need to know the nature of your complaint. So please just explain it briefly, because that will give me a clear direction on where and how to guide you. All right, some complaints belong to the coordinators, some to the pioneer structure, and some to the main management desk. So once you tell me what type of issue or complaint you have, whether it's about registration, payment, misinformation, coordinator misconduct, some verifications, what have you, anything else, I will be able to show you the correct and safest channel to forward it to. I'm here to help you. So just tell us the category of the complaint, and we'll try to give you the exact direction that you need. All right. So thank you very much for that. Then on Reverend Moses and his role, we've had a lot of ups and downs in recent times, just with the submission of Reverend Moses. A lot of you have mentioned Reverend Moses repeatedly, especially in relation to whether he supports the deduction of pioneer funds or not. Now, let me be very clear with this. Reverend Moses has consistently shown that he is speaking and fighting for the interest of the masses. There is no record, there is no message, and there is no verified statement from him that he wants subscribers' funds to be reduced or slashed. In all of his updates, what he stands for is transparency. He is standing for fairness, and is standing for truth. Some of his comments or statements were misunderstood because emotions were high and people were tired of delays. But you see, when you take time to understand the full context, you will see that his intention was simply to prepare people emotionally and not to support any deduction. He never negotiated for any courting funds, neither is he actually seeking any personal gain from the process. So a lot of leaders came into this movement for their personal interest and gain. But since Reverend Moses erupted as the president of the GCDM, he has remained very much consistent. He has been open, he has aligned his concept with the people, and this is why most people now trust him more than others. He paid his dues, he worked himself to that level. All right. Then on the positive impact of the Grant Community Decide movement, it is true. Some of you actually pointed out. I will be chipping in those questions as I'm talking so that I won't bore you with just reading those questions all through, all right? But you get to know the concerns of the masses while I'm responding to them. Now, some of you pointed out that the rise of the Grant Community Decide movement has brought some positive pressure and improvement. Yeah, before now, the disbursement process was stagnant. We kept hearing different dates, false alarms, divided communication from multiple people claiming authority. We just had a lot of mess in time past, a lot of lies, a lot of uncertainties, a lot of stuffs. But when people began to unite together and they began to speak out and also demand clarity, it forced the handlers and the stakeholders to sit up. And that is exactly what unity does. It creates progress. So yes, we can acknowledge that the movement, Grant Community Decide movement, brought a measure of direction, fearlessness, and demand for accountability. However, we must also be very careful not to let the movement turn into insults or bitterness among ourselves. The purpose of the GCDM is unity and not division. It's not chaos. It's not. Then for those who preferred Reverend Moses' submission above all others, we've had, this person says, I'm quite comfortable with the submission of Reverend Moses more than what these two comrades are saying. Anyways, let disbursement start first. Yeah, this is a very valid point. And the truth is, too many people have spoken over the months. Some coordinators, some handlers, some messengers, some self-appointed leaders. So not everyone has been honest. No. Some deliberately exaggerated, while others say things that they could not verify. They couldn't verify it, they couldn't back it up or buttress it. So it's completely reasonable that people choose to trust someone whose track record has been more stable. And it is also true that the main thing we need right now is action, not endless talking. People are wearied, they are tired, exhausted, not necessarily because of the process itself, but simply because of mixed information, a lot of mixed information in the ecosystem. Let disbursement begin, and all arguments is going to end. All right, there was another concern on the issue of amount and the claims that was made by the coordinators. One writer wrote, someone commented and says, the issue of amount was fabrications of the coordinators to get more subscriptions. Nobody knew how much they would pay. And I can say this is absolutely correct. In fact, let me see if I can possibly bring out the name of this person. Okay, it was Boniface, Mr. Boniface Obeta, who says he's quite comfortable with the submission of Reverend Moses more than what the other two comrades were saying. And then, what's the name of this person? All right, I think I'll get to that later on. All right, I think that was Mr. Comrade Ademola Oladipupo, who says the issue is not an issue to counterbalance at all at this point in time. The issue of amount was the fabrications of the coordinators to get more subscriptions. Nobody knew how much they would pay. And I think that that's absolutely correct. It's the pioneer that is talking about. From the very beginning, nobody except the original source of the grant knew the real amount to pay. And what a lot of coordinators did was just to create attractive figures, attractive, humongous figures, so that people would rush and subscribe under them. They wanted large sums or large numbers. They wanted influence. They wanted personal benefits. And this is why we ended up with these inflated, ballooned expectations and unrealistic promises. But let's be honest, many lies were told. My God, a lot of lies were told. A lot of numbers were manipulated. Hopes were raised without verifications beyond measures. And so today, when the truth begins to unfold, people feel confused or feel betrayed. But the fact remains that the final amount is still strictly what the central bank or the official grant body approves, not what coordinators cooked up. And this is why truthful voices like that of Reverend Moses became so important, to clean up the confusion and the mess that was created by others. Honestly. Then we have a concern on trust issues and the feeling that nobody is genuine again in this ecosystem. Who actually who gave that concern? That is coming from Comrade David Friday. Now listen to what he says. He said, as the matter be now, nobody gets genuine Oga here anymore. We all are in God's hands. Oh my goodness. This actually is a reflection of some emotional reality of this community. After waiting for so long, after hearing so many conflicting voices, people have reached a point where trust has become so difficult, and so understandably so. But one thing we must all remember is this, that the grant is bigger than any singular person. It doesn't depend on one coordinator or one spokesperson. It is a system, a structure. Yeah. is a process that has already reached its final stage. So while humans may fail, God does not fail. He hasn't failed before, he wouldn't fail in this time. And even when updates are so confusing, the movement has gone too far for anything to stop it right now. So yes, we are in God's hands, but also in a system that has matured to its final point. Of course. Thank you very much for that submission. Then we also have an accusation that someone is claiming to know more than Reverend Moses. Someone is claiming to know more than Reverend Moses. This is coming from Tarfa Cosmas. Tarfa Cosmas. This man is claiming he knows more than Reverend Moses, but he has been a liar all this while. So, is he a changed person? I don't want to reference the person is actually, I know the person he was talking about, but that's of no importance right now. Now, it's a serious concern, and that shows how fragile community trust has become. When people who previously misled the community suddenly come back with new claims, it is normal for people to question them, question their, their identity, question their truthfulness and honesty. However, we must also respond with wisdom. See, anyone who lied before must restore trust back in the ecosystem through consistency and not through some loud claims. Anyone who now speaks against Reverend Moses must also provide clear evidence and not just arguments. The community should follow updates that are verified and not self-promotion. Yes, confusion dies natural death when truth speaks louder than noise. So if such a person has truly changed, time will prove it, not words. Alright, so bringing all concerns together into one piece, after reading all these comments, certain things are very clear. And that is first, people are tired of contradictions. Then people trust Reverend Moses just because he has been consistent since he assumed this presidential leadership status. Then a lot of coordinators caused confusion also with fake figures. And trust was also seen to drop. But hope must not die. Unity is needed right now more than ever before. The community must rise above arguments. We must rise above insults, above suspicions. What we need right now is patience and focus as we approach the concluding stage of the process. We are close to the end of a long journey. The noise, the arguments, the fears we see now, they are all proof that the process is finally reaching completion. And this is the time for us to stay united together. We should avoid panic. We should stop fighting each other. We should wait for the official release. And we should hold on to faith. Above all, when the disbursement begins, all the confusions will fade away. And everyone will know the truth. All the sacrifices, the patience, the endurance, they will finally make sense. So in the meantime, let us stand together. Let us stay together. Let us stay calm. And let's keep believing. Better days are already knocking at our door. They're knocking at mine more loudly right now. I hope I've been able to do one or two justices to your submissions, your concerns, and your questions. So please, we are going to rejoice in a short while. But before then, just keep your calm. Everything is going to be in order. God bless you. This is Prince Sid, always standing for the masses. And until this miracle becomes a blessed reality, we wouldn't stop by, fold our arms, and watch things go berserk. No, we will stand up for the right of the masses at all times. Thank you very much. We love you, and I wish you a very blissful night rest. God bless you. Good night.